See, lads, I told you Leander Dendoncker wasn't that good. I mean, I need to stop saying that players are bad on Twitter because they end up scoring. I think I might have to do the same with Jota and he might score a hat-trick, who knows. But no, it's always good to do over Villa, especially them in their position as well. You know, how bad you must feel for Dean Smith with everything that he has to go through. Those exhilarating 4 games in 10 days when Wolves have played 50 games. I mean, there's no point discussing that man because he's a joke. Essentially, we did enough in the game and we dominated it throughout. I felt as though we was in a good position. First 20 minutes weren't great. As soon as we had the drinks break, we just dominated the rest of the game after that. First half, I didn't know really what Dendoncker's position was. I don't think he truly knew what it was as well. And then just out of the blue, he scores an absolute great goal. Good goal. Very good goal from Dendoncker. Adama Traore coming on. See, he did his usual thing. You know, he'll beat men for fun. He'll get fouled every 5 seconds because they can't seem to keep up with him. And yeah, it was just a good game. I felt as though that we never really looked second best for any periods of the game. We never really looked outclassed. We never looked like we was in any doubt of losing. It was just a case of when was we going to get that first goal. As soon as we got the first goal, you just knew we weren't going to lose the game. And as far as I'm concerned, that win now, that puts us in a superb position for the top 4. And as I said last week, if we don't get top 4, that still won't be a bad season. But on a more important note, mind the gap, Aston Villa.
That was a great 3 points for Wolves. It was a textbook Wolves performance. Sit in, keep compact, keep regimented, and then do teams in the second half. It was a great performance. Wolves completely nullified Villa's threat. Dendoncker, I don't know, when he came into the team, I thought this could be a little bit too negative, but he's proven me wrong. I said before, it's either a 7 out of 10 or a 4 out of 10 with Dendoncker, and today he's proved me wrong. Shows what I know. Given a straight 10 out of 10. Brilliant finish on his weaker foot for the goal. His forward runs were brilliant, and his defensive contribution was superb. He marked Grealish out of the game, showed him inside every single time, and just ushered him out of the danger area. And then out wide, he was superb, but as soon as Adama came on that stretch to play, you could see even Tyrone Mings said to Taylor, he's coming. And that's what kind of threat we pose to teams now. Little old Wolverhampton Wanderers. People are scared to play us. It's a great win in the scheme of things. Villa look like a team already down. I really do fear for Villa fans because they look relegated, but it was great. Every player did his job. Johnny was superb again, 1-on-1, but his forward runs again, they go underappreciated. He gets in behind, such high energy levels. But yeah, it's a great win. Hopefully and get another 3 points against Arsenal, but this is massive in the grand scheme of things. We've got a week off now till the next game. Hopefully get some rest and come back even stronger.
So it's Villa Wolves, the 3rd game in this mini-season, in this crazy year. Lots of Wolves fans on social media were saying they've got a really bad feeling. Us clustering around the telly, we're all a bit the same way, but that's typical of Wolves fans, particularly me, always fearing the worst. How could we doubt Nuno? The game followed the same pattern as the previous 2, coming on stronger in the second half, getting ahead, controlling the game. It can be a difficult watch, to be honest, particularly, as I said, if you're a time-served Wolves fan who's used to fearing the worst. But in truth, again, like the previous 2 games, it was very comfortable. Hats off to Nuno. We seem to have come back with a different game plan where we're quite content to soak up pressure, get ahead, and just rely on our skills to outmatch the opponents. It, as I say, can be a difficult watch, but it's proving very successful. Neves and Jota need to step up a bit, both a bit subdued. I think Jota needs to get his hair cut. Johnny, for me, has been the star of the 3-game series so far. Absolutely another superb performance, as was Dendoncker's. Where's this going to end? Exciting times.
Here we are at the Fox at Shipley with Neil the landlord. The pub isn't open, by the way, and we are socially distancing. We are 2 carlings away from each other. We've got Nuno in the background, who is absolutely speechless, so we can't say anything. But Neil, what do you think of today's game?
Good results. Boys did the job again. Very organised. Dendoncker, the amount of work rate he puts in, unbelievable. Like I say, a few people might criticise because obviously he didn't score many goals, but got the 3 points, job done.
Yeah.
On to Arsenal next week.
Absolutely great finish. So that's after this lockdown period, these unprecedented times. There's been 3 wins, 3 clean sheets. It has been really good football as well, hasn't it, Neil? We've enjoyed it.
Yeah, great football. And the football's been better to watch than, I'll be honest, that I expected it to be. I thought it'd be difficult to watch football behind closed doors. The pipe atmosphere does make a difference when you watch it on telly. It just gives that little bit more to it. So now looking forward to next Saturday against Arsenal.
And Neil, do you think we can make the Champions League?
Fingers crossed. All the games we've got up until the last game at Stamford Bridge is going to be a tough one, but up until then, every game's winnable.
Yeah, it is. Anyway, keep listening to and watching the great work that Talking Wolves do. Over and out. See you soon.
I mean, who'd have thought coming back from the lockdown? I mean, dreaming is for free, right? But with these 3 wins on the bounce coming back, albeit against opposition fighting relegation, great results for Wolves. Deja vu, as always. Can't be doing ourselves any favours in terms of how we are in the first half versus the second half in terms of the season. But all that matters is the full-time result. And we are mastering that. We're growing into the game, getting stronger as it goes on. I would always rather play that way. No one epitomised that more this game than Dendoncker, obviously scoring the goal. And it seems a bit cliche to give the goal scorer man of the match because he scored, but that wasn't the only reason. He changed his game in the second half, no doubt with some instructions from Nuno, but that really changed Wolves' games. The amount he got forward with his runs, popping up all over the place. He made a few great tackles on Grealish as well. He's all over the place, and for someone who's not as fashionable a Wolves player, not always as eye-catching as, Neves or Adama or Jimenez, it's really great for him to get rewarded because he does put a lot of work in the middle there. I thought he compromised Neves a bit in the first half. Neves had a poor first half, and I feel like they were kind of playing in the same space. So when Donk went forward, I thought that created a lot more space, and Neves' game picked up as well. And the whole team functioned a bit better. So when we play 3-5-2, I think it's fine having those 3 in the middle, but we need one of them to be charging forward and making those forward runs in between Jimenez and Jota or whoever's up there as the space emerges in the middle. Jimenez, again, when we play with that too, he's really good out wide, does some good things, gets some good balls across the goal. But without his killer instinct in the middle, I think we really miss someone who's just going to throw their body at the ball like that. His cross for Jota was not too bad. I think if he'd have lunged forward, there's a good chance he may have got there and scored a goal. But it's noticeable we have an absence of that sort of real number 9 killer instinct finish without Jimenez in the middle.
Well, another fantastic win for Wolves and the double done over Aston Villa. Again, very similar to the Bournemouth game. I think all 3 games have been really similar so far. Another fantastic 3 points. I'm absolutely buzzing. Really happy to get the double over Villa. Obviously, they're not our main rivals, but a West Midlands derby nevertheless. And with all the talk that they were going to come for us and Jack Grealish saying that they're going to try and take us off our perch, they certainly haven't done that. Villa were pretty poor, to be honest. They didn't really have much going on about them. They barely created any chances. I think we've been quite lucky in the first 3 games, is that the 3 teams that we've played have barely been able to create anything, and I think that's down to our organisation and shape. We weren't fantastic going forward. Again, the first half, Villa actually played pretty well. They were creating a few chances here and there. They were dictating the play, but in the second half of the first half, we came back. Diogo Jota should have scored. Obviously, Neeland throwing the ball out, it slipped out of his hand, and with pretty much an open goal, Jota blazed it over the bar first time. Sums up his lack of confidence at the moment. I do get quite frustrated with him. Nuno's persisting with him at the moment, but it just doesn't seem to be working for him. So, yeah, a real shame there. But overall, second half was, again, decent. We looked really well organised, didn't look troubled in defence whatsoever. A few dodgy clearances here and there, but apart from that, it was great. And Adama obviously came on and we scored straight away. The Adama effect is very much a real thing at the moment. And a fantastic bit of play from Johnny as well, who doesn't get many plaudits, I think. But yeah, special mention has to go to Johnny. Really a brilliant turn and run to get us up the pitch. Jimenez and Traore combining. Brilliant pass from Jimenez to Johnny, who was in the box, managed to just slip the ball to Dendoncker, and it was a fantastic finish from the brilliant Belgium as well, who had a great game. I have to say I was a bit concerned about the 3-5-2, but Dendoncker played a blinder really. He was making some really good runs, positive going forward, and a great finish. And another great 3 points, another clean sheet. We're unbeaten in 8 games now in the Premier League. We're in really good form, 2 points behind Chelsea, and yeah, I'm getting more and more confident each week that we might actually be able to do something really special this season.
Johnny, also another player that probably doesn't get enough plaudits often enough, but his turn was like brilliant for the goal, and then the way he carried on his run is the same angle that Doherty runs all the time, and they kind of drift into the box unmarked. Ultimately, that enabled him to set up the goal for Dendoncker quite scrappily, but it all got the job done, and it was a very clean finish in the end. So, really good result. No complaints at all, especially kicking off first. I think it's really important to get that win, put the pressure on the other teams coming behind us, rather than see it as an opportunity to create some space from Wolves. Now they're under pressure to play catch-up. And who'd have thought a few seasons ago that would be Man U needing to play catch-up with Wolves in the table. It's a great result. Bring on the next game, and let's hope this run continues.